More confidence, you know? More confidence. Just knowing that you know what you know when you get on that stage, which is that you're the shit, you're dope, you got this, do your best.
You don't have that already?
It depends. If I'm the type of person, I like to like more so rise to a challenge. So like, just because I have like a hip hop background and also just being competitive growing up in sports, like if it's like, for instance, if it's like a super packed place, right?
Yeah.
I'm owning that shit. Cause I'm like, let's go. Cause I feel like this. I feel like it's me versus them. Like I gotta captivate the crowd. But when it's like an intimate setting, and this probably goes back to being an only child. When it's an intimate setting and it's only like a couple people, it's harder for me to perform because I feel like I have to connect with each specific person. Because when it's a crowd of people. See, this is my mentality. When it's a big crowd of people, I try to perform for the person in the back of the room because I feel like if I can make them get it, then everybody else in front of them will get it, of course, automatic. But when it's just a few people, I have to specifically like, I'm here with you, I'm here with you, I'm here with you, because I don't like to like close my eyes and perform. I try to connect. So I have to do that with each person, and I get nervous because I feel like, what are they thinking about me, or how do they feel about this? So I get in my own head.
Think of that while you perform.
I get in my own head of how they're perceiving it, and it makes me nervous.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Okay, so like when you talk about the confidence thing, my issue is it's all about acoustics for me. When I step on the stage, I want to make sure I can. Everything has to be set right, I guess. As far as like how the mic is. I know you don't like to use the mic per se.
I'm learning though. I'm getting better with that.
So I'm big on using the mic.
Okay.
Because that's acoustics.
Okay.
It's the presence.
Yeah.
When somebody can hear you. Now, off the mic is dope too. You know, because it creates that raw feeling.
Yeah.
It's like that. Because you come from the hip hop scene. I'm about to give these bars to you.
Yeah.
But that mic, it just elevates the sound.
Yeah.
It's into your eardrum now. Whether you're trying to really have to hear, you know, that microphone illuminates the room.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, but I have to make sure that's right. I don't know, I'm big on making sure that's right. Then I'm all about like just the setting. If my setting is uncomfortable, I get uncomfortable, and I don't really get to, you know what I'm saying? Then, it used to be getting me when people would talk, but now I just stand my ass there.
Yeah.
Like, when y'all be quiet is when I'm gonna go. Word. I'm serious, like, I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna look at you.
Right.
And then everybody else gonna get the cue.
Just
shut up, respect the mic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
And I learned from Sir Abstracts last night with the way he did the "Can I Get All Right?"
Okay.
Because when you have that chant, that gets people back, right? And because matter of fact, y'all are similar in that way where he don't really ever raise his voice, but he can still get people to pay attention. And the way he did it was doing what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you standing, of course, works too, but that might be. I mean, you probably got some like the affirmation thing. Okay. That's probably a good way to get people paying attention too. With me, more so, like I said, because of the way it goes and with hip hop in general. Like in hip hop, if it's like your first time performing in the hip hop scene, it's not unusual for people to be talking over you. Like you're supposed to try to. I don't know.
Win them over.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen. Yeah, there's a video on YouTube. I don't know if it's still on there, but it's J. Cole when he was first coming out, and he was performing in Baltimore, and nobody knew who he was. The guy who introduced him messed up his name. He called him like Jay Nice or something. He called him something completely different from J. Cole, right? And then he comes out, and people are booing and stuff before he hasn't even said anything. Yeah, he hasn't even spit a line, and people are like, "Who is this fool? Get out of here!" And he just starts spitting acapella. He spit one of the joints off the warm up. He was spitting acapella.
Was this for the Jay-Z concert?
I don't know if it was a Jay. This was like years ago. Okay. This is like probably like 08.
I remember how he was talking about he was on the Jay-Z concert.
Yeah.
And like nobody was in the crowd.
No, well it was a packed crowd.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was probably like 2009, 2010, 2008. Okay. But like he was like, so he spit acapella and like he was giving them the bars, right? And then eventually people stopped booing, and then just started chattering, and then they stopped chattering and then they were quiet. And by the end of the acapella, the crowd was quiet. They never cheered, but they were quiet. So that was the victory. So now for the rest of his performance, he can now turn them into fans. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
So my attitude is like that when I get up on stage. Like when I come at first, y'all gonna be chatting or whatever, but I'm gonna arrest you with my words. I'm gonna arrest your attention, and then when your attention is fixated, now you're gonna realize that you're getting something from it. So because once you got their attention, you got to give them something. So once they pay attention, they're gonna get some type of something that's gonna keep them engaged.
That's what I always say. When you get the attention, you gotta give me a reason to pay attention. You gotta give me a reason to put that money of attention into you. That's I'm thinking about that like on several different levels. Cause it's almost like too. You gotta. That means your pen game gotta be right. Because you can't just have one hot line. You know what I mean? You have to have a poem like what we talking about like poetry. Like you gotta have a poem that's just filled with bar after bar after bar, like line after line. Yeah. Do you ever think? What are you about to say? You
be out here dropping these lines though. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but poetically, not just from the lines of just like performing, but even like on the social media posts and just having different like you do Instagram videos, but you also do like quote blocks. I don't know what they're like called. You know, it's legit though, because you think about like people will post like other poets from like the past, like they might be like a Shakespeare quote or something. But you make your own quotes.
You got to.
And I feel like that's important as a mentality because you understand that what you're doing is just as relevant. You know.
So like definitely that right there, especially like because I feel like we talking about how the tree, right? We talking about the tree putting out the seeds. I look at myself as a tree. I'm growing still, but at the same time I can put off something. I'm like an apple tree. I'm still growing, but I'm still nurtured. I'm still able to put off more fruit. So the fruit is me just giving this information out. I feel like, why should I hold this in my head? You know what I'm saying? What good is that, dude? Then I just go crazy, all this stuff in my head. So like, just go ahead and put like this week I put it on, not whenever this post, but I put on, cause I was really like hyped about the world, changing the world. But then I was like, nah, I was clever, so wanted to change the world. But I'm wise now, so I want to change myself.
Wow. Yeah, I saw you posting that. That sounds so real.
Like, cause we get hyped about, I can do this for this person. I can do this for this. What the hell you doing for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like you know what's the craziest thing too? A lot of people look at rehab for themselves through helping the world, but they don't realize it, right? So like somebody may work 16 hours a day. In a health facility, like helping people, but they working. They say, I go to work, I stay there, I'm helping people, but really they trying to run away from what's inside of them. You know what I'm saying? So many times we focus on, and it's not bad because you're helping the world, but we run away from our own pain. Because we see our pain either in somebody else, and we try to make sure that's why parents sometimes push things on their kids because they see that in them. And they're like, no, I gotta make you go the right path. Because I know, I'm trying to say they trying to run away.
I know, bro. It blew my mind because when you said that, I thought about like a nurse. Like nurses are like overworked and underpaid, and they're dealing with all types of craziness. But what their job entails is them helping people all day. But like they might not be good. Like they haven't eaten all day, or their bones aching, like all types of stuff. Just as a metaphor for what you just said.
Yeah, and it's like you going through all this. Sometimes you consciously run away from something. Because you don't want to face it. So we go back to talking about confronting. Or subconsciously you don't even realize it until one day just it hits you, like you break down. You're like, I'm gonna break it down, and it hits you. You think of something. And it just triggers you. It's like, why did I feel that way? Because I haven't faced it yet. And but you've been putting all this effort into everybody else. You've been putting all this effort into other things, but you ain't even facing the real issue yet.
Dang.
And that's why I say you gotta just go ahead and knock it out. I look at myself. So like Aries, they're like the animal or a symbol rather, like a ram.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like an animal that I can connect to, like a little bit, is like a ram. Not just because it's Aries, but I just look at different levels of the ram. Being head first, because when I was young, I was always head first. Like my attitude. I'm still like my attitude was just. I ain't have a bad attitude, but I'm ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a good attitude, but if you ready to go to dozens, or if you ready to, you got your gun out, I got my gun out. What's up? You know what I'm saying? But we can be friends afterwards. A lot of people didn't want to be friends afterwards. Right. I'm cool. So something's twisted with me because I can go in on you, but then we good? No, you just roasted me. Okay, that's my fault. But I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like you get it off. Like
that's real.
I had somewhere I was going with the rim, but.
That's real, and of course it's a balance too, because you want to get it off, but you also don't want to I guess you don't want to be like. Sometimes you can, if you say that. Sometimes I don't know. It depends on how you see it. I was gonna say sometimes the first thing that comes to your mind is not what you should say, but I guess it's more important of where it's coming from. You know what I mean?
Where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Is it? Let's see. I don't know, man. It's like should be sensitive today. like, okay, for example, like this. I'm in this. We're in a time now where I love my women,
Mm-hmm.
but we are in a time where I understand the stripes that they go through. I understand because like I'm writing this piece. I'm gonna post it later on. But I'm writing this piece where I said I grew up to be misogynist. I grew up to be homophobic. I grew up to be a gangster. I grew up to be all these things, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to get away. So I'm saying like bear with me because I grew up to be all these things. Because I listen to some people talk like, dang, I didn't realize how misogynist we are. You know? Yeah. And sometimes in my head, I may tell somebody, like, the way I talk to you is how I'm going to talk to anybody. I just feel, that's just in my head. Because I'm just going, you're going to get it. Yeah. You know, but what, nice or however. So if I get caught in this now, if I tell somebody, like, bro, you being emotional right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling, but then, like, say I tell a young lady that you're being so emotional right now, oh, but you wouldn't tell a guy that. Then I get trapped in that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's kind of like how you know what I'm saying, where it's coming from and how you phrase it. Yeah. And in my head, I was like, dang, I'm putting too much thought in how you phrase things. Right. But at the same time, I feel like it's where you're coming from. So if you're coming from a genuine place of, no, I don't mean like that, then. Yeah.
And no, for real, man. That's real, man. It's like, that's what important my homeboy would say, like, make sure when you speak, it comes from a place of love, you know? So, like, whatever it is. And that doesn't always, speaking everything from a place of love doesn't always look like just saying nice things. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're telling people what they need to hear, but you're saying it from a place of love so they can receive it, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, like, it could be a toxic situation that you're talking about, or it could be something like, no, you need to get checked on this, but I'm saying this from a place of love. It's completely different from I'm checking you just to hurt your feelings. Like, if you say something to hurt somebody's feelings versus just saying something that, you know, you really care about them, you want to help them, that's two different places, right? So, yeah. But yeah, man, I was thinking about what you were saying just now, like, about the women. I was actually thinking about this earlier today, man. Like, we don't understand, like, how amazing, like, women are and, like, the role that we play. Just to kind of put it in a nutshell, because there's a lot of layers to it. But just, like, even from the perspective of, you think about, like, creating life, right? So you plant a seed in the ground. When you plant a seed in the ground, you nurture it, you water it, whatever. But you don't, the actual process of life happening and things growing out of that, everything that comes from that, you don't really have, like, direct involvement. You don't know what's actually happening under there, right? Right. Or generally speaking, right? With a woman, like a woman literally has the ability to create life within her. And our job is just to serve and protect her in that process. Like, think about, okay, so picture you like, it's like the 1500s, right? Yeah. Back in the day. And your wife pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a wolf come through the village, you gotta fight that wolf, because your wife is vulnerable right now. She's in the process of creating life. Yes. You gotta handle that wolf. Yes. So as men, like, we gotta understand, like, we're not supposed to be the wolf to the woman, you know what I mean? We're supposed to protect her from the wolf. But I feel like niggas nowadays, a lot of times, we the wolf. And I feel like that's kind of where things get messed up.
Man, what you're saying is real. I mean, we've been trained to be the wolf, right? Yeah. So, like, specifically we want to speak about black people, we were trained in that mindset to be the wolf. We weren't raised naturally. For your born state, you weren't raised to be, that's for anybody, no matter what color, whatever. You weren't trained to be dismissive towards, you know, your queen or whatever. You weren't like that. But you, in order to, now, this goes on a whole nother lane, but in order to break up a family, or in order to put people in order, then you have to change the mindset of this particular man. Okay, you have to change. Look, she's just your hoe. She's just your bitch. You know, whatever they want to say. I mean, she's just this and that. We give you, you know, look at. I mean, man, so many different layers to this. Like how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? I talk about this. It's crazy. I was on the show, in the interview, I was talking about how I was raised, and it's different how I'm changing my program. Like, I'm just saying, like, being misogynist or whatnot. Growing up, the music we listened to, you know, talking about, you know, women, you know, and how we should treat them. I mean, Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers. Yeah. He talks about, you know, money, cash, hoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, the way he was talking, but now it's funny to see how he's changed now and to realize his ways. And how he raised us, like, damn, Jigga, you raised us to think like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So it's interesting that you said that, because I never thought about it like that. But, like, you're right. We don't, you know, it reminds me of the conversation about racism when they say we're not born to hate, right?
No.
So like we're taught to hate,
Yeah.
but in the same way, we're not born to not appreciate women, but we're taught to not appreciate women. Because you think about like our society, you even think about how it was in middle school, high school, right? If you was feeling a girl and she came around, it's almost like the culture was you're supposed to act like you're not really that into her, or exactly. I'm with the homies, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Of course, when you're around her, just her, you'd be like, oh, I love you, but like when you're around your homies, you'd be like, man, I'm tripping on her. So it's cool to act like you don't care or not care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting if we unlearn that attitude of not caring or like whatever, you know, FBs get money, that kind of thing, like. What can happen? Like, what good can come from that? I think that's dope.
And I think with you, like when I see you and Lauren, man. No, I gotta say that though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because it's dope. Because like y'all embrace that love. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm still trying to get that poison out of me. Mm-hmm. That poison of I ain't trying to look like I'm feeling you right now.
Oh
yeah. I gotta admit that. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. I still got that poison in me of where you know it's okay, we cool. I realize in relationships, I wish I would have cherished a person, some people, more, but out in public, I'm playing it cool, like, it's whatever, you know. Yeah. You know, don't hold my hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe put my arm around you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta play it cool, plus, I don't know, I have a twisted mind too. Uh-huh. And then these are things I have to admit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can't heal yourself, but I got a twisted mind too. You out in public, you never know who you may see something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta play it smooth.
That's real.
You may be talking to somebody and she there at the spot, but you may see somebody else. So you gotta play it cool. Yeah. You know, I have different. I'm not gonna get to all my secrets. No. Somebody gonna blow my spot. Right, yeah. You gonna be able to see. Oh, he's just playing it cool right now. My man, you know, he met Kendrick, right? Yeah. We did we shot the other shot. He knows like all my antics. He knows like
how the moves are gonna go.
I'm not gonna put all my moves out there. I just know I got certain moves.
Okay.
That I do in public.
Play a poetic lead.
No, not see.
No,
it's just, it's like I'm trying to cleanse myself.
Okay.
But you never know who else is out there. No. So you gotta play it cool.
But honestly, man, I mean, that's life though. Cause like I'm about to do another nature reference. Like when an animal, like as a male animal, when you set your territory, right? Yeah. Other people can come, or other animals can come and try to infringe on your territory. Then you got to defend your territory, right? Okay. So like when you're out and about and you're looking at like it's like competition, right? So you're looking at what you got and you're looking at what's available on the market, and you try to determine if what's available on the market is better than what you got. Now, if what you got, if the person you with don't really love you, don't really care about you, blah blah blah, then why would you? You know what I'm saying? It's like when you see the other people around you, those people can remind you that you're not tied to the situation, but you have to. I'm trying to articulate it the right way. It's like they remind you. They hold the person that you're with accountable almost. Mm. Like it's like for instance with my girlfriend. Like if I'm not the person that's sewing into Lauren or building her up, there's guys all over the place that could take that place and do better. So it's good to have the reminder that other people are around there, because it's almost like they can hold you accountable, but you can't be tied to a situation so much that you allow yourself to be torn down or destroyed because you're trying to stay with one particular person.
True. No, I feel you on that, and that's where I'm like, next time I got a bae, you know what I'm saying, with this spot, mine, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like, you know, not looking crazy, but like you saying, like just letting, you know, hey, this us right here, this team us. But I feel you on that too, because as far as marking your territory with treating because people it's always the saying, somebody else can do better than what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That's why I say you always got to do better. You always got to look at yourself on how I can improve myself. Mm-hmm. That's with your health. Mm-hmm. That's with your. Let's go. There's so many different layers. Like you always got to improve yourself, because in your relationship, I mean, people get in these stuck places of thinking, okay, because you were one way when I hooked up with you. Mm-hmm. You can't stay at that one way. I feel like you got to constantly grow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got to evolve, because call it what it is, attraction. It's other people out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and that goes back to how we started off talking about confronting. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If something you don't feel, go ahead and tell the person, look here, I'm not feeling the way that you're doing this.